Bahamas police say they are making progress in the recent murder investigation. Help on the way for fruit and vegetable vendors who say the future of their business may be in limbo. And graduates of Sunland Baptist encouraged to set high goals.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, Grand Bahama Police giving an update on the investigation into the stabbing death of a teenager earlier this week. The officer in charge telling our Jamila Mizik that as a result of this fatal stabbing, several other issues have come to light.
Police continuing investigations into the fatal stabbing of 16-year-old Joshua Davis outside a restaurant and bar on Peachtree Street. According to reports, on Monday sometime around 1:30 a.m., an altercation broke out in front of the establishment, resulting in Davis's untimely death. Assistant Commissioner of Police Samuel Butler says they have made significant progress in determining the person or persons responsible and have 3 persons in custody, ages 17, 19, and 20 years old, all known to police. Now, there have been claims on social media that police were on the scene but did not act. To that, ACP Butler says police are always very responsive to any call received from the public.
We know that we actually had our police officers arriving on that scene in a very timely manner, and they were able to give detailed accounts for everything that happened once they arrived to that incident. But we also can say on that particular night, we know that we had a very large crowd of very active young people that seemingly to be unsupervised.
He's making this appeal to parents to be more concerned about where their kids are going, especially after hours.
We know that a lot of young persons are completing school, and it's a time for celebration. We ask parents to ensure that your children are celebrating in a very responsible manner. And a strong word of advice: you should not allow your children to go anywhere that's going to be unsupervised.
ACP Butler adding that police are willing to assist parents with youngsters who do not abide by the rules of the home. Meantime, he's sending this strong warning to liquor licensees and proprietors to govern themselves accordingly to ensure that they're not breaking the law.
All of them are aware of the guidelines of their responsibility, ensuring that their premises, the physical building and the surrounding area is properly policed. That is one of the responsibility of the licensee. Certainly, they are held to a high standard to ensure that underage persons do not enter those premises. And I'm stressing premises extending to the outside of your premises. They should not congregate there, nor should they be inside of your premises.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
And a local youth leader says a serious effort must be made to reach out to young men to stop the carnage on the streets. He says all hands must be on deck and the role of the parents is non-negotiable. Founder of Reach Out Youth Organization, Dudley Sade, has been an advocate for young people for many years now, doing his part to use his life experiences to make a difference. Weighing in on the island's latest stabbing of a 16-year-old, Sade says that too many young men are being lost to the streets when they should be implementing problem-solving resolutions.
Sooner or later, they have to understand that you have to resolve your problems. A lot of people don't realize the person who died, the family is in pain, and also the victims who commit the crime, they put their family in pain. These young men have to understand that their lives are valuable, and we continue to lose our young men on our streets.
Now that the summer months are here and young people are out of school, Said notes that students may want to hang out at establishments where they do not belong. Said is calling on business owners to do their part as well.
The end thing now is drinking. So we need, if the kids don't have no ID, you shouldn't allow them to have any drinks. I understand that's the biggest revenue right now for a lot of business houses, but the young boys, once you put alcohol inside you, you're not thinking properly. But that's like having fun to them. So I ask in the business houses, just be careful when you're selling a minor alcohol. Normally they're not thinking straight, and to mix it with alcohol is dangerous.
He also admits that, at the end of the day, it is the parents that must take full responsibility for the well-being of their children.
With parents, I think they just allow anyone just to pick their sons or their daughters up. And I think parents are to blame also. We always passing the buck and saying the parents has to be more aware. I know with me and my wife, we can't sleep if our child is out of our house. And I think that's what parents need to be more aware. The young boy is only 15, so that's young to be in a club. So parents have to do their job also. I think we could put all things in place, but if the parents are not doing the job, it still wouldn't work.
Meantime, the safety of fruit and vegetable market vendors an issue of concern for police as well. Vendors say they are looking to the police as they battle the criminal element. Tonight, the officer in charge of the Northern Bahamas is giving his take on the situation. Italia Hall has more.
Vendors say they have been targeted for the past several weeks, and every time they replenish their stock, their stalls are broken into and supplies stolen. Vendors say they are at their breaking point and cannot continue in business if this trend is not addressed. Assistant Superintendent of Police Samuel Butler confirming that police have received several reports of break-ins at the market. He is assuring tenants that the police will do their part to bring a resolution to the concerns.
We've already been speaking with those persons, and we've assured them that we will spare no effort in beefing up our patrols and doing some other things that will help to help the security mechanism in that area, and we are somewhat certain that we should bring a better, higher level of security in that area for them.
ACP Butler says he is convinced that there is a small group of persons on Grand Bahama who are taking part in such criminal activity.
Many of them are not strangers to our criminal justice system. Unfortunately, it's in some instances it's like a revolving door. They're in today, spend a few weeks off the streets, and then they return to the streets. And so we know that even with the best efforts that it's being done today in ensuring some level of rehabilitation, we know that many of them are still slipping through the crack for even the short periods or periods that they'd spend away from society.
And he made this appeal to members of the general public.
Look at other ways of reaching out and to these persons who's been, in many instances, released from the correctional facilities and re-enter our community. We are having a little too many experiences where we are seeing the same, we almost call them customers. We are seeing the same customers offending.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Also from police tonight, officers in Bimini are searching for Juven Eric Sawyer of Alistown. He is wanted for possession of unlicensed firearm and dangerous drugs with the intent to supply. Sawyer, 32, has a medium brown complexion, about 5 feet 8 inches and 170 pounds. If you know where the Bimini resident is tonight, you are asked to contact 911, 919, or your nearest police station. A Mediterranean ship company's container ship that left Freeport on June 13th was busted in Philadelphia on Monday with more than $1 billion worth of cocaine on board. The drugs were reportedly found concealed in 7 shipping containers aboard the MSC Cayenne. According to court documents, the ship arrived in Philadelphia on Monday morning from Freeport, laden with commercial cargo destined for the United States and elsewhere, as the next port of call for the vessel was the Netherlands. The vessel's previous stops also include Panama, Peru, Puerto Rico, and Colombia. According to U.S. media reports, federal authorities seized approximately 16.5 tons of cocaine, the largest drug seizure in the history of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. According to the U.S. Department of State's 2014 International Narcotics Control Strategy Report, the Bahamas remains a transit point for illegal drugs bound for the U.S. and other countries. Now, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs releasing a statement this afternoon on the new policies for the renewal of e-passports. Effective immediately, persons renewing their electronic passports are required to submit the following upon application: a completed application form, the existing electronic passport, a photograph in accordance with the ICAO regulations, a standard passport size photo, and the National Insurance Board Smart Card. Officials say it is anticipated that this new policy will provide a more efficient process for the renewing of e-passports. For additional information, the public is invited to visit the ministry's website at www.mofa.gov.bs. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.